Good evening, everyone. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So listen, guys, I am going to break down the crazy stuff that's been happening in the last 24 hours in the United Kingdom and around the world. But just before we start, I've been thinking about this. And right now, guys, if you live in the United Kingdom, which I do, we are just an absolute shell that's being hollowed out right now. I was thinking about literally at every aspect that you are. The banking system, the political system, the vehicle system, the road system, the water system, your utilities, your gas, your electric, literally everything that we are doing at the moment, guys. It just feels like, when you get a syringe and you're pulling on that syringe and there's nothing else to come, there's like nothing left in that pot, and you're just pulling on the syringe and you're trying to get what you can out of the bottom of that pot. We've got nothing else to give, guys. We really don't have anything else to give, and we are being absolutely hammered day in, day out, videos, media. You can't hide things from anyone anymore. So the crux of this live stream, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about Migrant Army. Migrant Army is here because I'm going to share with you, I'm going to do two parts of this video. So the first part of this video, we're going to be talking about it's going to be like a reaction video to a reaction video, if that makes sense. So Danny Tomo this morning put, and you guys put me onto him as well. You guys called him Fanny Tomo, but Danny Tomo put a video out earlier. I'm no disrespect to anybody. I think what he's doing is great. He's put a video out. He's slightly wrong in a few things, but he's done a reaction video on a video that Aunt Middleton did, and Aunt Middleton's talking about migrants are already here in the United Kingdom, and he's talking about why these migrants will be put in barracks, and they're talking about what things are in store for the United Kingdom. Later on, after that, I'm gonna share another video with you guys, and these are I think these are 4-minute videos, so I will stop them. After that, I'm going to share another video, and it's quite disturbing footage, guys. It's excuse me, it's a video of, I don't know who they are. I think they're the pro-Palestine action gang, and they've broke into this company in the United Kingdom. Now, I don't know much about this company. All I know is it's an Israeli arms defense company. Now, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what that company is, and for those people who say, oh, do you know what? Oh, we need, for those people who are breaking, and guys, you're going to see how distressing this video is. And these are the type of people with this mind virus that we're up against. So when you talk about, we shouldn't build defense, or we shouldn't build drones or bombs in the United Kingdom. Motherfuckers always going to go to war, guys. Motherfuckers always going to go to war. And they're always going to need guns, bullets, bombs, tanks, planes, trains, and automobiles. Now, we can build them in our country. We can build them and we can sell them. Absolutely fine. We can employ people, or we can unemploy all those people, and then they'll get those guns, bombs, tanks, trains, planes, automobiles from China. They'll buy them from Russia. They'll buy them from Iran, and then Iran will prosper. It's up to you guys. People are going to have wars. Do you want to employ people, or do you not? Guns, bombs, they don't kill people. People kill people. If you want people to stop killing people, you need to get those people to come together with common ground and common, with common ground, and that common work towards where they both agree. So where are we going first? In fact, let me turn the chat on, guys. Sorry, I do apologize. Let me turn the chat on. Sorry, guys, I do apologize. I go on a waffle, don't I? Right. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to share this video. Now, this is a video from Danny Tomo. Now, you guys put me onto him recently. He's the guy that's gone out there. He's been out in France. He's been doing stuff. Now, he's doing a reaction video of an Aunt Middleton video. So it's kind of like a reaction video of a reaction video. But I just want to correct some of the things that Danny Tomo says And I just want to correct some of the things that Ant Middleton say as well, because, you know, they're just misinformed. They're not, you know, they're not getting things wrong on purpose. You know, I'm just correcting them. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share my stuff. Remember, I'm banned on TikTok now. I'm banned on TikTok. Yes, I am. I've been banned. I've been banned on TikTok. So I will. Let me share this now, and then I'll jump onto the chat.
Morning. So it's Tuesday today. Yesterday my video for Monday was an eye-opener. Really was. I mean, the amount of parents, the amount of messages that I'm receiving regarding that video yesterday, people are rightly worried, concerned, and see this heading in a direction that isn't good for anyone. Now, today there's another video that's come to light that's actually, I'm quite concerned, I haven't seen before. This video is about, it includes Ant Middleton, who we know as the SAS guy.
Just so everyone knows, Ant wasn't in the SAS. It was in the SBS, which is like the B team.
Hopefully the next mayor of London. I want you to watch this video.
And I mean no disrespect to Ant. I think he's doing a great job, but he wasn't in the SAS.
Video. Because I actually don't think that people realise what Ant has just said. What does Ant know that we don't? What is Ant actually talking about? I mean, I can make my own judgment on what he actually means. But the seriousness of what Ant is saying in this next video, it cannot be ignored. This aligns with everything that we're trying to highlight, trying to expose, trying to trying to put to the public. And when you watch this video now, you'll see that Ant Middleton seems to say something that is very, very sinister, looking forward to the next sort of 5 years, what could happen. And Ant's a very intelligent guy, and if Ant's thinking this and Ant's saying this, then we need to take note. And it's more of a reason to understand that if we don't do something now, the problem could be absolutely terrifying in years to come. So let me put this video now to you, and then I'll talk about it after.
The migrants go fight.
Well, listen. This is what they're doing at the moment. Listen, the fight's still. You watch the fight that's happening now. Why do you think they're putting them in military bases right now?
So what he's saying there is, why do you think they're putting them in military bases right now? So for those of you guys who don't know, the migrants are being moved from hotels into military bases. Now, this has obviously been done at government level. There's a few reasons why they may be putting them into military bases, and they range from sinister to very sinister.
You think that's a coincidence? They're fortifying them, and there's a whole agenda that's happening underneath that is a lot more sinister and a lot more darker than you think.
What do you mean by that? The people in being imported,
yeah,
are part of a wider
narrative,
military plan.
100%.
Because everyone says they're fighting.
So what he's saying there is the people that are being imported are part of a wider narrative. And listen, guys, this is something we've been talking about on this channel as well. There's no reason why you can't stop this migrant influx into the United Kingdom at the moment. And from the previous videos I've done, you know, I've shared with you guys, you know, evidence that this is being organized at a government level. Now, I'm just sharing with you guys video stuff that's already out there and giving you guys the conclusions that I'm getting. Now, Ant's holding a lot back here. You can tell he's holding a lot back.
Military, and I've seen some interviews of them basically all saying they're military, whether it be Afghani from different countries.
We are teeing ourselves up for the biggest disaster. I would say probably not next year, but in 27. There's a ringing through the grapevine that something's going to happen in 2027 if we don't stop these boats from coming over.
So what he's saying there is something's going to happen in 2027, something big, if we don't stop these boats coming over. And look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell everybody now, if we stop the boats tomorrow, it's still going to happen because we've already reached that saturation point. everything else that's happening now, this is like, I know I've said this before. When you're conducting something called fighting in, like, operating in an urban environment, if you're attacking a town, a city, you know, you're working in an urban environment, you do something called your manpower investment. That's the first stage. So you don't want to start your attack until you've got all your men in there. It makes sense, right? You don't want to leave your men cut off from their logistics. Likewise, you don't want to start that attack while you've still got men coming in, because something could happen. Those men could get cut off. So you would keep pumping those men in, you know, until you've got all your manpower there. And right now in the United Kingdom, we've already been that saturation point's already happened.
If we don't stop these migrants from not only being housed in our hotels and then being moved into military bases, but they're setting up a whole militia, if you wish, I believe, and what I've heard, because my ear is very close to the ground, that's happening in the UK right now. It's not just a case of this, you know, these immigrants are coming in. There's a lot darker forces that's happening behind the scenes.
So what he's saying there is there's a lot darker forces that are happening behind the scene. And when you think about it, how can that not be the case, ladies and gentlemen? How can, you know, Keir Starmer, like, if you're the government right now, everything that's happening is absolutely catastrophic. It's catastrophic. It's the worst type of stuff you guys can, you know, you could possibly imagine. It's like, it's not just bad, it's like really bad. So the government must know this, because they're not, you know, they clearly know this, because there's people with polls and stuff. So why do they keep doing it? Well, you would only keep doing that if you know what's coming down the line. Now, I don't know what's coming down the line, and you know, I'll be quite clear, guys. I'll give you the two options. I am going to leave this video there, guys. I will give you the two options. These guys are either going to be used as a migrant army and shipped off to Ukraine, or these guys are going to be used as some sort of army on the ground in the United Kingdom, where they're going to be in support of the police, where they're going to be in support of local authorities. Because what people found from what the Americans found back in I can't remember what year it was. Somebody help me out. There was something called Operation. There was something called Operation. This is from memory, guys. Okay, there was something called Operation Lone Star in America, where the Texans just closed the border. They said, "Look, we ain't having no more immigrants. We're closing this border." For example, maybe Kent Council could do this. Maybe Kent Council could get the Kent police and say, "No, we're going to close the border." It would be a similar thing. So in America, the Texans did that. Now the federal forces sent that. So the federal government. So in America, you have state government and federal government. So in America, the federal government sent down the federal military or whatever it is to go and put a stop to that. And they said, no, you're not coming in. And they said, look, we're not fighting with Americans. We're not going to have a gunfight with other Americans. Now, what I think they found from that is, I don't think British police and the British army would turn on the civilians, you know, because British army, in general, of course, there will be some that would. In general, if you're in the military, you have friends and family that are in the United Kingdom. If you're in the police, likewise, you know, but slowly, these things get, these get changed. Right, let me jump up and get some chat, ladies and gentlemen, and then I'll come on to this arms factory that's been destroyed in I think it's Oxford somewhere. I don't know exactly where it is, but I am going to give a trigger warning, guys, because the footage is really disturbing. The footage is really disturbing, guys. Okay. Yeah, so this is why I'm talking. So, Stephen, I've got this. I'm going to share. Oh, it's Bristol. I'm going to share this. Yeah, I'll share it. I'll share with you guys exactly how they got into the factory. So Stephen is saying 6 people break into Elbit Systems UK factory near Bristol, armed with weapons and pyrotechnics in the early hours of the 6th of August last year. Please tell me how they got in. Right. I'll come back onto that question in a minute, but let me jump down and get some chat, because I am gonna show you guys, there's a video being released, and it shows you how these guys break in. And look, I just want to, let me get the chat and then I'll focus on the video. Remember and check Bitter Shafi's story. Her life, right? Let me check this, guys. Bitter Shafifi. Right, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that second name, but Bitter. Let me Google this. Right, let me share this real quick, guys. Let me just share this real quick. Not edit. Family concern grows. Family concern grows as Beta Shafifi, I think that's the right word, remains detained without updates. A resident and daughter of, right, there's a lot of words here I can't pronounce, has been detained for 5 days by the IRGC with no information available about her whereabouts or condition. The absence of updates has heightened her family's concern. Yeah, I bet it has. Based on information received November the 13th, the IRGC intelligence agents at the home of her relatives, she had travelled, and after her arrest, after the arrest of her mother from the residence, a source close to the family confirmed, despite the family's efforts, none of the security or judicial bodies have provided any clear answers regarding her status. This situation has significantly increased the worries of her family and relatives. As of the time of this report, no information has been obtained regarding the reason for her arrest or the charges brought against her. Okay, I'm going to have to come on to that, guys, because I don't really understand. I'm going to have to come on to that and look more into that, because I don't really have the background on that. James is saying, we had Stinger missiles. How much are they each? 100,000. Technology moved on. It's about drones. We are behind the curve. It isn't about drones, but I know drones are a new thing now. I know drones are a new thing, guys. I know drone things are a new thing. Marrow Minds is saying migrant army. It does seem like the migrant army is here. It does seem like the migrant army is here, and it's been moved into barracks. Donna is saying NATO scrambles jets as Russian drones make deepest incursion into Romania. So I think this is like, I think Romania is going to be the next. Romania's got to be the next country to. Romania's got to be the next country to implement, to invoke Article 4. Helen is saying there are a few videos out there like this. I don't believe is saying the question is, what can we do? The first thing we can do, ladies and gentlemen, is we need to share awareness. All right, if we don't, and we need that legal framework. If we don't get that legal framework, we're in for a bloody civil war. That's the reality. That's the reality. If we don't have that legal framework, people will snap, and we are in for an absolute bloody civil war. And I don't mean bloody as in the case of like a cuss word. I mean bloody as in a lot of claret being spilled. And that's my opinion, guys. All right, that's my opinion. Nobody's got a crystal ball. I have an 8 ball, and it's not that accurate. Maro is saying dark forces at work. They are indeed. Right, I'm just going to jump down, guys, because I want to get onto this. I want to get onto this video. I really do. Donna's saying my son has been off school sick today. He had a rash this morning. He's now covered in chicken pox. He asked me, Mum, am I turning into a chicken? You should tell him he's turning into it. Tell him he's turning into a chicken. Tell him he's turning into a chicken for a bit. Just let him go with it. Tell him he's turning into a chicken. So if you don't eat, yeah, tell him he's turning into a chicken. Why not? Is that child? I don't know. Obviously, you know, I don't know if that's child cruelty. Telling your son that he's turning into a chicken. Someone I know for entertainment purposes only. Someone I know for entertainment purposes only, guys. All right. So this definitely did not happen. All right. This is just a folklore story. All right. This is just a folklore story. Someone I know, when COVID kicked off, right? Someone I know, or may not know, and this story may all be, this story may, you know what, guys, this story may or may not be true. Somebody I know, when COVID kicked off, played their kids the beginning to World War Z, because they were only little kids, and said that it was the real news. And they told then they showed their kids real news footage of the remember how we got told it was from it was transmitted through eating bats. We got told it was from eating bats through the wet market. Somebody may have told their children that these bats, one of them ate a vampire bat and their people are turning into zombies. And somebody may or may not have given their children a full zombie apocalypse experience. Millie is saying, put gloves on at night so he can't scratch them. They're horrible, chickenpox, guys. They're horrible. Right, listen, guys, I'm going to jump back onto this next video now. I'm going to warn everyone, all right? This video at the end, it gets very distressing, all right? It gets very distressing, this video at the end. And I'm going to stop this at various points and point out just what people are up against. Now, what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to use this logic. I want you guys to use this logic and imagine that this was a right-wing group destroying rubber dinghies or destroying a hotel. Imagine the outcry. Just imagine that, guys, okay? So I'm going to share with you guys this video now. So this is the official footage that's been released from this company, Elbit Systems. Now, Elbit Systems is an Israeli company. They're operating in the United Kingdom. This is how they got in. I've just realized I'm not sharing the screen, right? I'm not sharing the screen at all, am I? No, I'll share the screen now, okay? I'll share the screen now. Sorry, guys. So for if you're just joining, guys, this is the raid on the Elbit Systems. I think they produce drones in Bristol. Now, this is wild. Imagine if this was somebody breaking into a hotel, a migrant hotel. Just imagine the difference. This is a military type operation, guys. This is asymmetric warfare. Right now, this is asymmetric warfare. The footage you're seeing now, I think this is from a security guard. Look at these guys here. You've got these guys, by guys, I mean men and women, and it reminds me of like 12 Monkeys. You've got these guys and they're dressed in these red coveralls and they're armed with sledgehammers.
There's sting from both of us.
So what do we think, guys? You know, these peaceful liberals. Peaceful liberals, these are. Peaceful liberals with sledgehammers. Peaceful liberals. Just Peaceful, liberal. At least they've got hard hats. They're going with their health and safety. Look, they must have looked at the health and safety board of the wedding and thought, oh, guys, we can't break in. Why not? We've not got PPE. Right, okay. Drive away. Right, we got PPE. Yeah, right, okay, we can go and smash it up now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a good picture of their face.
Get the fuck out!
Guys, listen, this footage does get it is distressing, this footage. It does get worse.
Get out. Go. Fucking go. Wait! One over there! Ow! Mate! What are you fucking saying?
Don't care. I'm not taking a shit, no.
Fuck off!
Fucking give it now. Give it back. Peace on the way. Peace on the way.
Hello?
Peace with that. If you hear that, you're going to be in criminal damage. And you're assault.
We're fucking doing that.
You're assault.
Her helmet's fallen off.
They get recorded!
Guys, you're not watching footage from a movie. This is real footage. This sort of shit is really happening. Now, I don't know how many other incidents there are like this where people are not wearing video camera, where people have not got camera footage on. But, like, to me, this is really distressing that there are this type of people that are operating in the United Kingdom. And I can only say that these people, these men and women who are attacking that building, I can only say they've got a mind virus. That's the only way I can describe it.
Do you wanna? Is this worth your job, mate?
Is it worth your job, mate? I'm a posh joke from Edinburgh. Is it worth your job, mate? It's not worth your job. No, I'm a posh joke from Edinburgh. My mum owns 7% of Orange. She bought it when she was young, and she's always worked there. And now they're one of the leading telecommunications companies. And I've got fuck all else to do, so I just roam around and living off her purse strings, trying to find a name for myself. Posh jocks.
I think you should just fucking leave, mate. It's not worth the job.
Put that down.
This place is not going to exist tomorrow.
Yes, it is. Put that
You're
down.
not going to have a job tomorrow, so don't try and protect it.
Don't you fuck.
Get out of here, I won't.
If you
Get out of here and I won't. And if you come to me, I will phone my daddy up and then he'll bring Tarquin.
if you swing that once more at me, it's gonna get really serious.
Yeah,
Okay?
get out of here.
Honestly, I mean, all three of these motherfuckers are gay right now. Honestly, like, if I was there on either side, everybody would be unconscious. You know, regardless. I'd just be like, right, okay, everybody's getting knocked out. But honestly, like, all three of these people are homosexuals, in my opinion.
Okay?
There you go, man.
No. Don't.
I think it's time to leave.
Hey! No!
Over here!
Okay, so the police are here now. This is the only footage we've got. And guys, listen, I'm just going to warn everybody, all right? It gets worse, all right? It gets worse. As far as I'm concerned, these people, these criminals, they need to be like, you know, these guys are actual terrorists because they're committing that crime with that link back to that political organization, i.e. the Palestine, the Palestine movement. But, you know, Not only that, so you know, if you want to be part of the rebel force, absolutely fine. You're ruining people's jobs. You know, if you close that factory down, people are going to be unemployed. People are going to be, you know, won't be able to pay their bills. And these upper middle class toffs, you heard their voices, guys. They're upper middle class. These upper middle class toffs who don't have to worry about putting food on their table. You know, they're honestly, like, I don't think any punishment is too severe for these guys. But let's see what they get. Let's see what they get.
Hey, drop that now! Fucking drop that fucking thing now! Drop that! Taser!
Sorry. Let me rewind that taser bit. Is it, maybe it's just me, but I do think it's quite satisfying when I see a taser work and you see them go straight and then down.
Taser!
Right, that girl on the floor, guys, all right? I want you to think about her attitude and the words she's saying. She's been infected with a mind virus. She's got a mind virus. I don't know what the virus is, but in my opinion, she has got severe mental health problems and she is not a functioning member of society.
Right, stay where you are!
We got every single unit.
Right, get your fucking hands out now! Get your hands out now! Right, you're under arrest for criminal damage and a fray, okay?
Right, she starts quoting the law to him. She's a criminal. She's broke into a building. She's committing criminal damage. And now she's worried about her legal rights being infringed. You couldn't make this up.
Can you please
No.
do it?
Can you please not put the handcuffs on me? My father says that if the handcuffs go on, they should only be at 4 pascals.
Get your arms to your back!
No, you don't have to do that.
Now, if I was in the military, and I'm not, I would give her she needs a little bit of prisoner conditioning. And if you guys want to Google what prisoner conditioning is.
Legally, you don't have to do that.
Legally, you don't have to do that. My father will come. I've got a very good lawyer, you know.
Get your arms!
I've got...
Look,
Ow,
you're going to be
hitting me! You're fucking
Alright.
hitting me!
Get on the floor!
So she's just broken into a building. She's tried hitting the security guard with a hammer. And now this fucker's playing victim.
I'm on the fucking floor!
Guys, it gets worse. I promise you, it gets worse.
Right.
Can you just please?
Stop!
Ow! No, that really fucking hurt!
Yes, you're...
I can't believe what she's saying. If you're gonna walk the walk, if you're gonna talk the talk, walk the walk. Don't be a bitch. Literally, don't be a bitch. If you're gonna give it the big one, don't be a bitch, all right? Everybody wants to be a gangster until it's time to do gangster stuff. Right, so watch. Okay, so the top of the screen, top left hand, you can see the red trousers there. This officer on the left here
fucking...
gets hit in the spine with that sledgehammer. Honestly, I would turn my camera off, and that would be like I would turn my camera off.
Taser! Come, we need more. We've had 2 tasers. We've been hit with hammers. Keep taking the
Stop fucking electrocuting me! You're literally standing on me!
Right.
Little bitches. I'm more angry about how pathetic these guys are when the police turn up. Honestly, guys, like my enragement at watching that video, my absolute enragement watching that video, seeing these people turn up. Oh, we're going to fuck you up. Right, if you come here, we're going to destroy it. Oh, don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. No, don't hurt me. Like, if you're going to be a big man, be a big man. If you're gonna be a gangster, be a gangster. If you're gonna be a bitch, be a bitch. But if you're a little bitch, don't pretend you're a gangster, because you ain't that shit, and we can see right through it. So that guy got hit in. So the I think it was a female police officer. Somebody hit her on the spine with a sledgehammer. It's going through these people's fucking brains. What is going through these people's brains? Honestly, guys, I'm so outraged at this. Like, why didn't they scap her? Like, if they wanted to get arrested, they wanted to martyr themselves. These guys have got, there's something wrong with these people. If I was in there, if I was in there and I was one of those police officers and somebody did that to one of my friends, I'd turn my camera off and I would go episode 7. I would go episode 7, season 1, episode 7. I would go full Takeshi Kovacs, altered carbon shit on those motherfuckers. I would. I'd probably lose my badge over that. I can't believe that we have this stuff happening in the United Kingdom right now. Are we a real country anymore, ladies and gentlemen? Are we a real country anymore? Like, are we a real country? They should have sent the armed police. Armed police get physical, and he would have had broken teeth for hitting an officer with an hammer. So I think in that instance, those police officers were there. And because I just think it was one of those things, guys. I just think it was one of those things, Ryan is saying, hi, Sean, a Gen Z here. These communist liberals are absolutely deluded. Guys, we are festering some powerful Gen Zs. Look, guys, I'm all over Gen Z. I think Gen Z are going to be the strongest generation we've ever had. Sean, I just read that Elbit published in September that they are closing that factory. So there we go, guys. Those people who worked there. So all those people. And look, guys, you can agree. You can agree or disagree. You guys can agree or disagree with a war that's happening in another country. What you can't disagree with is that if that country wants to get guns, bombs, tanks, planes, trains, automobiles, 5.56, 7.62, 0.50, 7.62 long, 7.62 short, 5.45, drones, missiles, night vision, thermal imaging, they're going to get that from somewhere. Now, fine. We can be martyrs, and we can be martyrs and let them go to China. We can be martyrs, let them go to China. But just, and as Silly Gallardi is saying that factory is now closing. But can you imagine, so what I'm going to assume is, this is my assumption now. My assumption, let's bloody get in. Right, let's get in here, girl. That girl there was, when I give you guys the explanation of the girls, this one particular girl at boxer size, and she's doing, they're doing left jab, uppercut, protect yourself, run forward, press up, kick, left jab, and this girl, she thinks she can fight. That's the girl. Obviously, it's not her. It's that type of girl. And that type, guys, listen, if any of you guys are dating a girl like that, you don't need her. And she doesn't need to procreate. I'm just putting it out there. She doesn't need to procreate. The thing about all those jobs that are lost now, and that company, Elbit, do you know what they're going to do? They're going to set up somewhere else. They're going to set their shop up somewhere else. They're going to develop their technology somewhere else, and they're going to employ other people. Well done, Tarquin. Stephen is saying, I want to be a Yank. Yeah, we're swizzle guys. But look, just before I get onto this shot, can you imagine, all right? Can you imagine if that was like a right-wing group? Okay, sorry. Let me backtrack. So I'm going to assume that the reason they went into that drone company and destroyed it, or whatever they did, is because they're saying that they're saving lives by doing that. Because by their theory, they're saying we're saving lives because these drones are unable to be deployed. That's what I'm assuming, right? Yeah. Now, by the same logic and reasoning, one could smash into a hotel and start, trying to burn the hotel down or whatever. I'm not saying anybody should do this. I'm just saying that using the same logic, you could break into a hotel and start smashing it up, saying, we're protecting the people of this town, i.e., whatever town you guys are thinking of. So, like, it's just so absurd, guys. It's so absurd. And can you imagine the media outcry if that did happen and it wasn't Antifa, or I don't know what this group was. Toffs Against Soap or something. Toffs Against Soap. Googlino is saying, is that blood on the floor? +4 more. No, it's not. It's it's red paint. I did look into that. It's not blood on the paint either. So Zoe Dean is saying, boxer size girls have got nothing on a council estate girl. When I was in the army, when I was in the army, we used to have something called council estate kicking. So, you would have all these people who go away and they do these, like, they'll go away and they'll do like Krav Maga for 2 weeks, and they'll come back and they've got all these moves that they're trying to teach you in the gym. And people just go council estate, give it, go full on council estate crazy, and like, give people a good old council estate kicking. So I'm a big fan of going full on crazy. I am, guys. I'm a big fan of going full on crazy. And the ultimate, so if you was doing, so you'd go out and you'd be like on a field, on the football field. You'd have to choose a partner, and you'd have to do these like moves and shit. And it'd always turn brutal, and there'd always be a fight. And at the end of it, if it was a real council estate kicking, you had to rip some fresh grass up, shove it in his mouth, and then do the typewriter on him. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying. That's how we used to roll. All the tough ones come from council estate. Yeah, I can guarantee those people didn't come from a council estate. Right, I've got another video to show you guys. We're going through some videos today, guys. Now, this is a video I saw, but I didn't realize how bad this is. So I'm just going to share this video with you guys now. And I want you guys to do pattern recognition, okay? I want you guys to do pattern recognition. So when we talk, when we talk about threats on our streets, and this is, I don't know how many other times this is happening. This was caught on camera, I don't know how many times this has happened to different girls in different places, but this is the guy, Osman Molem. You guys can Google him. Like this, I Googled this, guys. This is 100% legit. Let's just see what happens.
This is the shocking moment a man tries to kidnap a teenager in broad daylight. The 19-year-old girl was waiting for friends outside Liverpool Lime Street Station when 25...
Now, if you're a man and you were walking past and you gave him headbutt, left, right, left hook, you would be in jail. You would be in jail right now. You would. So I won't, so I don't suggest anybody gets involved. Phone 101 and send an email. That's what you've got to do. If you're in the United Kingdom and you see a young girl getting kidnapped, phone 101 because the crime's not happening to you. So, and then send an email. Send a really strong worded email.
5-year-old Osman Molem approached her, said something she didn't understand, and suddenly grabbed her arm. He began pulling her away, ignoring her screams.
Threat analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Awareness. Don't tell your kids that everything's fucking bright and dandy and that the world's full of beautiful flowers. It is. But we need to let those flowers grow.
even as she stumbled backwards onto the steps, but he kept dragging, smirking, as terrified passers-by watched. That's when an elderly couple stepped in.
An elderly couple. An elderly couple had to intervene. An elderly couple. It's unbelievable.
Threatening to call the police. Yet unbelievably, Morlem didn't stop. Even after the teenager broke free, he followed her inside the station. Security immediately alerted British Transport Police. And this is the moment officers caught up
Look at his face, like he's done nothing wrong.
with him and arrested him as he waited for a train.
Look at him there. Look at that smirk. He's done nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong. Me, he just wanted a little, you know, what?
Assault to the young girl, okay, and I've been witnesses, okay. So at this moment in time, you're under arrest for a common assault, okay. You don't have to say anything, but it may harm his offensive if you don't mention when questioned something.
In court, Morlem showed no remorse, despite crystal clear CCTV footage. He was found guilty of attempted kidnap. He's been jailed for 27
months. He's been jailed for 27 months for you guys saw that, right? How long did Lucy Conley get? The guy who shouted at a dog in the United Kingdom, he got 20 months. All right. So again, look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm giving you the facts here. I don't think I probably am giving you an opinion as well, but just take a step back. All right. Pretend you're the aliens, right? You're aliens looking down. You're looking down at the United Kingdom right now, and you're like, right, okay. Okay, right. So shouting at a dog is a similar offense to kidnapping a young girl. That's what you would think if you're an alien. If you're an alien looking down, that is what you would think, guys, all right? Pattern recognition, ladies and gentlemen, all right? We need to start doing pattern recognition. Absolutely, pattern recognition, because once you start doing pattern recognition, you start to see the pattern. You do. You start to see the pattern. And when you start to see the pattern, you start to think, hang on a minute. You guys are trying to bullshit me. Googlino is saying business backlash as Reeves confirms. Yeah, there's going to be a pay rise. Oh shit. Oh, okay. It won't be cancelled. It won't be cancelled, guys. Right. Let me get back onto yeah. So Googlino is saying Googly, is saying business backlash as Reeves confirms pay rise for million. Yeah. So the national living wage and the national minimum. I don't know, guys. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know what the difference is here. But the national minimum wage and the national wage is going up. So is a shitload of taxes as well. So what that's going to do to businesses, that's going to make them all go bust. It is, guys. It's going to make them go bust. D-Marie Gen X is saying 27 months, he will do half, he will get out, and within 2 weeks, he will ruin another girl's life. He will. So there was the guy... remember how I shared you? There was a guy who... there was the guy recently who stabbed the... Guys, I don't even... Listen to how I'm saying that. Listen to how I'm saying... Did you just hear what I said? Did you hear how easy that came out my tongue there? I'm fucking outraged. I'm ashamed of myself. That was weird. So I just said something so blasé then because I'm so desensitized to this sort of thing. What I was going to say, and I corrected myself because I just heard what I was saying, is there was a guy, just, blasé, there was a guy who stabbed a girl and got sent to prison, who'd been previously arrested for bottling a girl and raping her. Listen to how desensitized we are, guys. We are so desensitized. It's absolutely crazy. Joshua Harrison is saying, Businesses will probably sack the humans and replace them with robots. They will. That is definitely coming. With this mansion tax as well, you know, look, for me, the biggest one here is the new tax, because this mansion tax, they're saying it's going to start at 2 million. Sorry, guys, my shoelace has come undone. So they're saying this mansion tax is going to start at 2 million, but I would say that at every opportunity, that threshold will get brought down and down and down. Oh, Sean, message alert further up regarding the fire in London. Ah. Okay, so it was fireworks. It certainly was fireworks and gas cylinders. The proximity to the airport, I was just conscious of the proximity to the airport. Right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining for the first time, welcome. Welcome if you're joining for the first time. We are talking, or we have been talking, about the migrant army is already here. We've reached saturation point. I was sharing with you guys, I might just do Ant Middleton's bit on that video again. So Ant Middleton has been talking about why these migrants are getting put in military facilities. Remember, when you put someone in a military facility, that's a military facility. Why do you think those locations are chose for military bases? Do you think they just think, right? Do you think, well, they might do. Do you think like the Prime Minister just gets a dartboard and like with a picture of the United Kingdom on and a dart and goes, chung? No, of course not. Those bases, those military bases, have a strategic importance. You know, and then the whole of the United Kingdom is cut. The whole of the United Kingdom is sectioned up into regions, and each region has a specific military contingent that's going to run that. So, and I'm just thinking out loud here, guys. You know, I don't know what these migrants are going to be used for. I know they're going to be used for something. There's no way in a diddly swill could the government be this bad. No way. Like, they're not gonna get to another election unless you have this big thing happen. I don't know what it's gonna be. The options, and I don't know what the options are, guys. I really don't. I don't want to be overtly negative, but I don't see any good options. I see like bad, and really bad. So I'll start with the bad options, all right? So this is the least bad, all right? So the least bad option for these migrants is they're going to all be conscripted into a military unit and they're going to get given citizenship for service. They're going to be sent out to Ukraine and they're going to be in World War III and there's going to be a massive attrition rate. That's like the least bad. That's like the least worst one. The next tier up for that would be they are going to be an ad hoc police force. So these people will be employed as private security. They will bolster the police force. They will work under the police force as a private security to lock everybody down for whatever reason. And the really bad one, and I don't know which one of these it's going to be, guys. I don't know which one of these it's going to be. And the really, really bad one is they're just going to kick off and they're going to go like absolutely bonkers. And it's going to be like civil war, but it's not going to be a civil war because it's going to be much worse. So I don't know which one. You know, it may be a little bit of each. I don't know. I'm not pretending to know. But it does look like that is the, it does feel that they're the three options. It does feel that they're the three options. Oh, hang on. Donna sent a £5 super. Thank you so much. Sean, get Googly's comment about the British pound. Right. Where is it? Is it up or down? I don't know. Is it up or down? Is it up or down? I don't know. Is it up or right? It's got to be up from there. Okay, financial experts have warned households that the pound could collapse. I told you guys. I fucking told everyone. Guys, look, I said to... Look, I work... I'll read the comment. Financial experts have warned UK households that the pound could collapse in the wake of Chancellor Rachel Reeves's budget tomorrow. I'll let you into a little secret, guys, all right? The pound is collapsing, all right? I do international work. I don't do international. Sometimes I do international work. Do I do international work? I do work for international clients. So if I've got a client who's paying me and they're paying me and their currency is US dollars, right? Their currency is US dollars. And I need to do something in, I don't know, Poland or Germany or Ukraine, whatever. Normally, what I would do is I would say, right, okay, put X amount of pounds into my account, and then I'll just, I'll deal with everything and I'll sort it out, and then whatever's left over is obviously mine. That's how business works. But at the moment, I don't want any pounds. I don't want money coming into this. I don't want money coming in here, guys, okay? It's absolutely, I don't want that money coming into this. I don't want that money coming to me in pounds. Because if it comes to me in pounds, I get less purchasing power. So, for example, if I was buying, I don't know, tent pegs or what, sleeping bags, tent pegs, lumber. Say I was buying lumber or steel or gold, whatever, it doesn't matter. If that money then comes to me in pounds and then I have to buy it in another, I get less. So why would I get less when I can get, when I should be having more? But as googly saying, UK households warned pound could collapse tomorrow. Guys, what do I keep saying? Every time Rachel opens her mouth. Oh, God. Every time Rachel opens her mouth in public, we get poorer. That's the reality. That is the reality. So UK households warned the pound could collapse tomorrow after the autumn budget. Financial experts have warned UK households that the pound could collapse in the wake of Rachel Reeves' budget tomorrow. So if the pound collapses, so just to let you guys know, if the pound collapses, you've still got a little bit of time to get out and get your Christmas shopping, because all those prices, the prices that are already on the shit, they will hold. Nobody's going to come out and peel those prices off and put new prices on. So for the next round of shit that those people are buying, that's when the prices are going to go up. Ryan is saying white people are being killed and attacked daily by foreigners, but my generation are awake. Zoe Dean is saying, I hate how desensitized we've become. It is, guys, it is. I just, earlier on when I was talking about this girl, I just said it's so blasé, like changing your, car insurance or something. And people are so desensitized to stabby, rammy, rapey, gangy. And the pattern recognition now, the pattern recognition, guys, you can't deny it. You can't deny the pattern recognition. Right, I'm going to share with you guys another video. And this is, it's a bit of a funny one, actually. It's a bit of, I want more of this. So I've been giving doom and gloom, but I'm going to share a video now. And I want more of this sort of stuff because I think it's hilarious. Just so, hang on, let me pause it because I don't want you to see the funny bit yet. Right, so what we can do is we can use the enemy's tactics against them, which is an old tactic. It goes back to the dawn of modern warfare. So I'm going to share this with you guys now. I do think it's funny. See lone Roman lady dressed in said burqa. able to stealthily move between the police officers without being noticed. I think he's a girl as well. I think we need more of that, guys. We need more of that. We need more of that. You know, I mean, what about that guy? You know, those audit guys? Why don't they just wear burqas? Like, why don't those audit guys just wear burqas and sneak into the hotels? Oh, hang on a minute. Guns and ammunition were taken off the streets in a major police investigation into a cannabis trafficking gang. So I'm more interested here, guys, about the guns and ammunition. Right, googly. Right, I am gonna Google this. Hafiz Raka. Isn't Raka a Turkish drink? And like, Hafiz Raka, is that what you say if you drink somebody else's drink? What did you do? I have his Raka. So Hafiz Razak, sorry. Hafiz Razak. Fucking hell. Hafiz Razak, 40, was described by a detective as the principal figure. Right, let me... Right, let me right, okay, I've got this up now. This is from Lang. Oh. Right, I'm going to share this with you guys. Thank you for that, Googleino. Right, I'm going to share this with you. Pattern recognition, ladies and gentlemen. Pattern recognition. I'm just, pattern. So I always say pattern recognition. Pattern recognition kept people alive for a long time. It did. For example, if you were out hunting in the wilderness and every time you came across an adult male lion, 2 of your guys got eaten, you'd be like, right, okay, pattern recognition. Every time I come across we lose people. So you either need to think, right, we need to like get spears or something or set traps because we can't go fisticuffs anymore with that lion. Pattern recognition. When you start seeing things happen, it's a pattern. So I'm going to share this with you guys now. I've not read this. Googly just put me onto this. 3 men have been jailed. I'm assuming that's guys. I'm not going to. I think he doubles up as Father Christmas. I think he was doubling up as a Father Christmas role. He's only got pictures of 2. 3 men have been jailed for their roles in trafficking large amounts of cannabis throughout the Northwest. Lancashire's police a serious organised crime unit conducted an investigation between 23 and 24. I'm interested about the guns. 14 rounds of ammunition. Gay. Absolutely gay. Gay as anything. 14 rounds of ammunition. That's not even a full magazine. These guys need to pump their numbers up. Really need to pump their numbers up, guys. 14 rounds of ammunition. What are you going to do with 14? Literally, what are you going to do with 14 rounds of ammunition? There's probably 9 mil as well. Probably 9 mil. And it's like, you just shut the door. Literally just shut the door. Those 9 mil rounds ain't coming through your door. They will come through your door, but they're not going to hurt anyone on the other side. Seriously. They're not going to give any serious injuries on the other side. I'm more interested in the guns. Here we are, look. Discovered 3 handguns and 14 compatible rounds. So these guys think they're gangsters and they've got pistols and they've got like 2 of them have got 5 rounds in and the other one's got 4. Rubber Dingy Rapids, man. Rubber Dingy Rapids. Honestly. At least have a full mag and one in the chamber. So they had 3 pistols and 14 compatible rounds. Gay. Yeah. I'm just gonna leave that there. They're small time. They're not real gangsters. They're toy gangsters. You know, they're toy gangsters. Like, even when I was a security operator, I would carry like 125 5.6 and 39 mil. That's just on me. Like, and that's nothing. That's literally nothing. And these guys are cruising around with like pistols with 5 rounds. What are they gonna do? Like, scare? I mean, they'll scare people. I don't deny. You know, I don't deny they will definitely scare people. They're definitely gonna scare people. You know. Ben saying, cheers, dicks. Yeah, sorry about that. I do appreciate it. Trevor's saying, I've got a light Bren gun. Now we're talking about some real firepower, guys. We're talking about some real firepower. Not these little pop guns. Little pop guns for little pop gun gangsters. And look, guys, I will be clear. You know, I've been a firearms instructor most of my life, a tactical firearms instructor most of my life. And I don't think guns are the answer if you live in the United Kingdom. That they're really not the answer. We're in a different situation than people are in the United States. I think it would be an overwhelming. It would be too overwhelming here in the United Kingdom, and we don't have that time period. We don't have that time to saturate. We don't have that time to saturate the ground. Oh, Templar Matt is saying, I heard a few days ago a guy got to court for bringing handguns into the UK from Poland. Yeah. So what I've heard from the grapevine is people are smuggling firearms from Ukraine over the border into Poland. Now, I don't know if that's true. I think it will be. It makes sense. You know, if you're a criminal gang and you've got access to all these guns, you would want to do that. And I think the best price that you would get would be in the United Kingdom. And Googly is saying Romford Rose closed in Forest Gate. I don't even know is that. Where's that? By police incident. This incident is understood to have been a stabby on Palmerston Road. Full details from Met. London. Sorry, not okay. All right, okay, whatever. Expected soon. So yesterday there was an yesterday there was a shooting. Yesterday there was a shooting in Sheffield. Today it's like. There's stabbings and shootings and all sorts of stuff all over. And I would speculate that if you got all the pictures of these people, you could start to do serious pattern recognition. Now, obviously, I don't have that information, so I wouldn't want to oh, hang on a minute. And then somebody stabby in rush hour traffic. It is crackers, isn't it, guys? It is crackers. It is crackers. Right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to start to close this down. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight, guys. From that video we saw earlier, I'm not going to play it again because it was quite lengthy. From that video we saw earlier, do you know what? I won't play it. From that video that we saw earlier, a video of Ant Middleton. He's out in Poland and he's talking about. I'll just play that bit from Ant Middleton because it was only like a minute or something, wasn't it? So let me just rewind this. Right, so I'm just going to play the Ant Middleton bit. It's only like a minute. So I'm going to play this video now, guys, okay? So the military bases that these migrants are being put on, Ant Middleton is saying this has got a darker and more sinister reasoning for this, and he gives his reasons why. And what I'm saying is the migrant army is here. Now, I don't know what they're going to be used for, but as far as I'm concerned, there's no other way that this can be this. There's no other explanation for this.
Let me put this video now to you, and then I'll talk about it after.
The migrants go fight.
Well, listen. This
Yeah,
is what
they're rainbow flags.
This is what they're doing at the moment. Listen, the fight's still. You watch the fight that's happening now. Why do you think they're putting them in military bases right now? You think that's a coincidence? They're fortifying them, and there's a whole agenda that's happening underneath that.
So what I'm saying there is there's a whole agenda that's happening underneath, and it's dark and sinister.
There's a lot more sinister, and a lot more darker than you think.
What do you mean by that? The people being imported.
Yeah.
Are part of a wider.
Yeah, wider narrative.
Military plan.
100%.
Because everyone says they're fighting age military, and I've seen some interviews of them basically all saying they're military, whether it be Afghani from different countries.
We are teeing ourselves up for the biggest disaster, and I would say probably not next year, but in 27. There's a ringing through the grapevine that something's going to happen in 2027 if we don't stop these boats from coming over.
So what he's saying there is something's going to happen 2027. It's not that far away, guys. If we don't stop these boats. What I'm saying is that he's wrong, and this is going to happen anyway. We've already reached that saturation point. Now, let me finish the video, and then I'll come back onto that.
Don't stop these migrants from not only being housed in our hotels and then being moved into military bases, but they're setting up a whole militia, if you wish. I believe, and what I've heard with my ear is very close to the ground. That's happening in the UK right now. It's not just a case of these immigrants are coming in. There's a lot darker forces that's happening behind the scenes.
Did you hear what he said there, guys? There's a lot darker forces, I think he said, operating or happening behind the scenes. Now, the numbers that we have already in the United Kingdom, they're phenomenal, really are phenomenal. Like eye-watering phenomenal. And that saturation point has already been achieved. The more that come now, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. It's just going to make it worse. So if you stopped this tomorrow, wouldn't change anything, because that the numbers are already here. The numbers are already here. I was on the live stream the other day. We found out that the new migration policy, they said basically I think it's 2 million people. I think there was 2 million migrants came here between 23 and now, or maybe it was 22 and 24. I can't remember what it was. 2 million people. 2 million people. You know, it's crazy, guys. Absolutely crazy. It's so desensitized to this sort of stuff, aren't we, guys? We're so desensitized. So desensitized to all this stuff. Emma Watts is saying, I heard on an illegal say, we don't know what's coming. Some of us do, and some of us have been screaming about it. You know, some of us have been screaming about it, but it just keeps coming. It just keeps coming. I don't even want to share, Donna. I don't even want to share this. I don't even want to share this, Donna. I am going to share it. Welcome to Britain, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Britain. Welcome to Britain 2025. Go and watch the film Children of Men. I've watched Children of Men. It's a good film. Pay attention to the illegal migrant issue going on in the background of the film. It's set in 2027. Oh, okay. I will give that a rewatch because it is a good movie. It is a good movie, that. Right, listen, guys, I am going to close this down. Cheeky Chops. Oh, what's them up? Hang on. Right, guys, listen, I am going to close this down now. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. You're right, Donna. It is. I did a video a while back, and it was brutal for me to go through that video. It was an account of one of the things that happened to one of these girls. But you're right. We can't bury our heads in the sand. We absolutely can't bury our heads into the sand. And we can't let our children bury their heads in the sand either. You know, so if you're a Gen Z, if you're a Gen Zer, we've got big expectations. Don't let us down. Right, guys, I'm going to close this down now. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I'll be back on tomorrow morning. I'll be back on tomorrow morning, guys. I'll be back on at 10. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share my stuff if you've not done so already. And I will see you in the morning, guys, at 10. And I will be staying on tomorrow as well for the budget. So it'll be quite a long one tomorrow morning. Or I might be coming off and then coming straight back on and do like a budget. But anyway, guys, I will see you in the morning.